Good morning.
Good morning.
Guess what, Suzette?
What?
Ashley got engaged.
Really? Congratulations.
Right. Thank you. It's so exciting.
Yeah. Do they have a date yet?
I was afraid to ask. I hope I get a little time. Like, please give me a year.
No. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, wow. It's fun.
Yeah,
Really fun.
it's fun. I did my stepson's wedding.
Did you?
Well, of course he's divorced already, but I had
Oh,
fun.
no, don't tell me that. No.
Well, he was still in the military. I knew he shouldn't do it, but we tried to tell him. It only lasted 2 years.
Oh, shoot. Oh, wow. How much time did you have to plan?
I only had a few months.
Oh, that's not much time.
Yeah. She worked at a country club, so they did the ceremony part on the beach. So I basically just did the reception at a hotel across the street. But it was fun. I made all the centerpieces and all that stuff.
Oh, neat. Very cool. Okay, so I don't know how big of a turnout we'll have today, but I need your input, Gay.
Yes.
I wanted to reuse something that I already had. So just ignore the corners and the lines because I think there's still hope for this. This is just like sloppy patchwork piecing, okay? That I did like years ago. So I remember, I think it might have been Dara, like I can chop this up and reconnect it and it will look different. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay, so what would you do? Let me just hold it up so you can see what I'm working with. What would you do to make it really just different? Like I don't even want it to look like squares anymore.
Okay. You don't want it to look like squares.
Yeah. If there's a way for it to look like I just went to so much trouble.
Okay. If you look up disappearing 9-patch.
Okay.
But where you don't have a true 9-patch, because as I can see, like you've got two black and whites together. See how they're together? I don't know what that would make the disappearing 9-patch look like, but you could take them all apart. I mean, how hard would it be to rip them apart?
I don't think it would be hard, but I was hoping just to chop this up and resew it back together.
Well, you can make it into like 2.5-inch strips if you just.
Okay.
And
then rotate them. Okay.
This is what I'm doing right now. I'm sewing 2.5-inch strips together right now. See them? That's going into that quilt. This and I have 9 patches up here.
I like this idea, Gay, because then I could see this black strip having fun with it like piano keys.
Right. And then here's my 9-patch. So I've got the 9-patch and I've got what they call the split rail. Okay, they can go either way. Split rails go both ways. So that's what I'm doing with that quilt up on the wall now. I've got almost all the pieces cut and sewn.
You have been busy.
But they're not pitched together. It's just 7, oh God, a lot of squares. I've got some solid color squares, the 9-patch squares and the split rail squares. But you could even do that with that. You could still make 9 patches, or you can just slice the whole thing.
Okay, I think I'll cut these strips. I have it folded right now. So you can see it. I'll cut 2.5-inch long strips, and I'm just gonna rotate those so this black ends up opposite on each strip and sew it back together and see what I have.
Well, you got it on both sides, right? The black strip is on the other end too, correct?
No.
No, oh, okay, all right, then, yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
So how big are the blocks?
These are 5.5.
Okay, so you would definitely have enough, you would, because 2.5 and 2.5 inch strips, so you have a little bit left over, so you, those little salvages you'd cut off and throw them away.
Okay. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do and we'll see how far I get. Let's see what, you want to give us an update on what you're gonna do, Gay, and then we'll go around the room.
Well, I think you already saw what I did yesterday, or the day before. This here,
Pretty.
Oh,
Mhm.
and then the panel. And they'll, that what's at the top is going to be at the bottom also,
Nice.
awesome.
so.
Beautiful.
And then I went the other day to the quilt shop and I bought some more fabric to make, I found a quilt along that's just a 2-week quilt along. So you do it like 6 days a week, you get a block each day for 2 weeks, except for Sundays. And it's just going to be a blue and white. I'll show you the material. I got, this is the layer cake.
Oh, pretty.
And it's got all the different blues in it. And then I bought yardage of a couple of them.
Mm,
Oh, pretty.
really nice. Oh, I love that one. Wow.
And then
Gorgeous. Wow. What's the name of the collection?
this is called Silver Jubilee.
Oh, what a fun name.
So I don't know what, it's a mystery quilt, so I don't know what it's gonna look like, but it's, she suggested blue and whites. So that's what I did.
I
So-
can't wait to see. Will you be sure to show us at the
Oh,
end
of
of 2
course.
weeks?
Well,
Okay.
but it doesn't start until, I think, May 2nd, maybe, or May 5th, somewhere
So
in
mid-May.
the first week of May it starts, and it goes just for 2 weeks.
Oh, fun. That sounds
So-
really fun. Nice.
And
Okay.
I'm 2 weeks behind on my other quilt along. I haven't done anything on the other quilt along. I've got 2 blocks to make. I haven't done them yet, but
2 weeks behind. Oh no, that's a lot to be behind. What are you working on, Suzette?
Just a table topper.
So the show, oh, nice. You're just gonna do
Um,
whole cloth?
Well, this is gonna, kind of like the tablecloths, it's gonna have a border.
Pretty,
And then this will get laid in the middle.
nice. Really pretty. Where will you use it?
I have a piece of furniture out there. We call it a buffet table. I don't know what anybody would call it nowadays. It's an antique from my mom.
Oh, nice.
I just have something laid on top and have the kids' pictures and stuff like that there.
Perfect. Pretty colors too.
Really just a storage chest.
I can't stop thinking about Gay's big case, how pretty it would look loaded up with fabric. She's too far away though to get it.
I just came up with it this morning. I didn't put much time into it because I was working on another shirt.
Same thing for me. I walked in the back room. I'm like, show me something. Pull that out. I'm like, I can fix that. How about you, Usha? You're in your sunshine window.
Yeah, I don't know about the table topper thing. I didn't get any idea. I was looking and didn't make any effort.
You didn't make the effort.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. So I just came here to watch. what everyone is doing. So if I can pick up an idea, maybe I'll do it.
A massive transformation is going to happen
I
online.
have
Sure.
I have a couple of small table runners on my entry table or on my my technology table, which I call all of my routers and printer and everything there. So those ones are skinny runners. They are like maybe 8-inch or, that wide only. So because the table itself is 12-inch wide, and couple of runners were made with maybe 12-inch blocks. I do have them, but I'm willing to make a couple more to make a change on the things what I'm already using or to gift anybody. They are fast gifts. But I didn't pick up any fabric, any pattern, any design in my mind. I was like looking for some ideas and posted in that, but no one responded. So we'll see.
Where did you put your design ideas?
No, I did not put any design ideas. I was asking what was the plan, because I didn't get what is the plan for today. I know we are doing table runners, but what's the plan? Like, do I need to, prepare my own, or are we doing anything, or, so that sort of a thing.
And I replied this morning, sorry.
Uh-uh.
I think you joined late. Ashley got engaged yesterday. So we were celebrating.
Wow, congratulations.
I'm
Good.
excited.
Okay. Yep, excitement.
Is Ashley your oldest or?
She's my oldest. She's getting ready to turn 25. Yeah,
Very
which-
nice.
Which is a good age, yeah. Especially she wants a lot of children, so
So they are the ones that started with the pet, right? To see
yes. And I'll tell you guys, because you'll appreciate this. This is just the cutest thing ever. He sent her flowers at work because this is her first full week back to work. So gorgeous bouquet at work, and he signed it Love, Tyler, and Dixie. That's the dog. And then when she came home from work, there was a note on the door that said to her that because the dog recently got fixed, and so she just had her stitches out, and she's just now back to normal, but it's also their first week back to work, so it's a transition for the dog. So this is why this makes sense. He just left a note for her that Dixie's a little bit more excitable than she normally is. I just want you to know. And so he had a special collar made for the dog with her name on it, so Ashley would notice right away the collar is different. And a little tag, metal tag put on it that said, "Will you marry my dad?" And so she's so excited to see the dog. And so in the video, she's just loving on the dog. And then she sees the tag, and he's like standing there. You see his face the whole time, and he gets on one knee and he has the box, and she just starts screaming. And screaming, and she's like, "This is happening, this is happening." It was so sweet. He totally caught her off guard. A Wednesday, middle of the week. So then he took her out to a really nice dinner at Ruth Chris. Is that how you say that? Ruth Chris? And there, when you're young and broke, right? They ordered champagne and they didn't ask how much it cost.
Oh, no.
So he posted after they called everyone, then they did their social media posts, and his was of her with the champagne glass. And I said, "Beautiful girl, and you have lovely taste in champagne." Tammy, Ashley's got engaged.
Oh, congratulations.
Hey, Tammy.
Thank you. Welcome, Tammy. We're making table runners. We're going to check in with Joanne next and see what she's doing. Your space is looking great, Joanne.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's another part of the room. Yeah.
It looks really nice.
Oh, thanks. If you want to put me on share, I can show you what it's going to look like when it's done, and then I'll show you what I've done so far.
All right, let me get screen. Whoop, whoop. Hang on. I don't want to share my screen. Let me get that enabled for you. I always hit the wrong button there. Okay, you're good.
All right, so that's what it's going to look like.
Oh,
Nice.
Yeah. And then what I've done so far is this.
Oh, pretty.
pretty.
So the plane will have that thin strip here, and then that'll be the outer border.
Pretty, pretty.
Oh,
Yeah, so
very
I've
nice.
done that so far, and I've got one more set to add, and then start the borders. Yeah.
Gorgeous. And your top is beautiful too. You made that one?
Yes, that's one I showed before. Yep. Yeah, the Pamela's pattern.
Very
Oh,
nice.
Yeah, it's a nice and warm one for a day like today.
It's a little cold here too.
Yeah, it's really windy. It just kind of turned last night. It's supposed to get warm again tomorrow, so that's good.
Yeah, the same. A lot of wind.
Mhm.
Okay. let me-
jealous. I want to be cold.
You do? Come on up.
We were
spent
17 today.
Is your stepson is close?
Yeah, Shenandoah.
That's really close. My son goes hiking there all the time. Are they hiking?
They're there for a wedding or something. He
Mm.
flew out yesterday. I'm like, and you didn't ask me to go? I'm not taking you to the airport.
This would have been a great weekend for you to come. I don't have anything to do Saturday. All right, let's see. Tammy, how about you? Are you gonna sew with us? We haven't seen you for a while. First, how you been?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I'm not prepared to sew today, but I did get some new material.
Let's see it.
I got this beautiful, look at how beautiful this is.
Oh, that is very
Pretty.
nice. I'm gonna make you big so we can see
Doesn't it look like water?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is really nice. Who's the designer?
Riley Blake.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
that's nice.
Yep.
And I got some of this. I have to open it up so you can actually see it.
Wow.
Ooh.
Who's the designer on that?
Isn't that gorgeous?
Yes, it would make a stunning dress.
Let me see if I can find. This is Bliss by Northcott Studio.
Mhm.
And so I got this and give me one second. And then I bought this to go with it.
Ooh.
Wow, pretty.
Mhm.
I
For
thought
table runner, Tammy,
What's
for
that?
table runner, you're talking about to make a table runner.
no, I was thinking of doing a bag with it.
Okay.
That's pretty.
You
Really
guys are
pretty.
still under lockdown, Tammy?
In some things, yes. Yeah. So the
Yeah.
funny thing is, on that that material there with all the different colors. So I went to the fabric store, and that one there with all the different colors, it's a double wide,
Oh, nice.
okay? And I never seen double wide.
Oh, really?
I never seen it before. So when I picked it up, it said double wide, and I was like, oh, okay, that's awesome because it's like twice as much, right?
Mhm.
So I picked it up and then I got the green to go with it. And I was thinking about, bags and stuff. And so I got up to the cutting table And the woman was kind of like really put off. She's like, oh, what are you making? And I was like, oh, I'm, making some bags and stuff. And she goes, well, this is like quilting backing. And I said, well, that's fine, because, you can use it for other things. And she's like, well, I have that in the regular bolt, where you can buy it by the meter. And I'm like, well, I'll look at it if you, but it doesn't matter to me.
Oh,
And it didn't matter if it was by the meter. She said, so anyway, she goes and looks for it and comes back and she's like, well, we don't have that particular shade in the regular bolt. And she goes, do you still want it? I'm like, yes. And she was like, right, put off that I was buying this and not making a quilt with it.
So it's 108 inches wide, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's
it's
probably because
expensive.
there's not too much variety out there for those. So that's probably
but-
why.
But it is expensive than regular weight, so that might be her suspicion, whether you know it or not, because 1 meter is double the price of your regular quilting cotton normal width.
Okay, yeah, like a meter in some prints, like some really nice prints, can be up to almost $20 a meter. Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, this one here was $30, $31 for that one.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
but
Uh,
I still
but it
feel
was-
like the wide back is a better value though.
It is.
It was.
It definitely is.
Yeah, because I've done like the Tulip Pink has the wide backs and it just goes on forever and ever when you get that.
Yeah,
Well, I
but Andrea, why people prefer wide fabrics, because they don't need to piece them. They don't need to,
Mhm.
make extra time on that. I think people get surprised when Tammy says, okay, I'm going to make the bag with this. That means like she's going to cut it apart, right? Like 18 inches max, maybe. So,
Right.
so that might be the reason for them, like, oh, she can do it with the small bolt. Why she's coming for the bigger wide thing? But that's none of their business.
Right.
But that was my whole point. Is like, she didn't need to be put off by it, because in the end, I'm paying what they want to sell it for. So whatever I do with it is none of their business.
Yep, and mostly like when you want to make the adjustable strap or something, if you want like 16-inch wide, you don't need to piece it.
Right.
Right,
And usually
right.
I usually have to piece it.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're making the commuter tote, you can get away without the seam in the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Immediately when I seen it, I thought, isn't that going to make a gorgeous bag? That's the first thing I seen was,
Yeah.
When I went to the fabric shop the other day, I got wide back for the 4 first responder quilts. And I got wide back here,
that's beautiful.
and I only paid $19.99 a yard
Wow.
because I finished the bolt.
Of course you did, Gay.
I needed 8 yards and she had 7 7/8, but when it goes on the long arm, that will still be enough to do the 4 quilts, so.
And
Now
sometimes,
a yard is a little bit smaller than a meter, right?
Right,
yeah.
right.
But sometimes, like if you're not too picky about the color or the pattern, we do get wide backings for $11 per yard.
The other
Some-
thing that she did is she ripped it, and I don't like it when they
Oh,
rip it.
yeah.
No.
And she goes, I asked her, I said, why, can I ask why you ripped it? And she goes, oh, I had to rip it because it was a double wide.
No.
Yeah,
No.
but when you rip it,
no.
you get a straight edge though. That's your straight edge.
You do, but you get a
No,
wavy edge
not
from them,
straight
and you
edge,
shouldn't
Gail.
be.
It's
safe
not
there.
straight edge, but you get the beginning for the straight edge, because it might be wonky when the bolt was made. It can be wonky. So
Mine
I don't
was.
I don't
They
like
cut-
it.
Mine was like 1.5 inches short when she
Right.
ripped it.
On at
Right.
least one side, one side
Yeah,
may
it was
be right
bad.
and the other side might be like, definitely lesser than the other one, because that's
Yeah.
the weave, but that would be the starting of your straight edge. And from there, if you measure it, you get the straight of the grain properly on that one.
Yeah. I
But
have a
from, but
Yeah.
from the fabric shop, if they tear it like that, who knows, like, at the end, it's not the 1 meter completely.
I
Maybe
didn't
it's
like
9
that. I
centimeters.
didn't like it. So
But did you
now
check,
on-
Tammy, both ends are 1 meter?
what's that?
Did you check both ends are 1 meter worth of fabric you got it, or one?
No,
one
I
side?
didn't check yet, but I am gonna measure it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
measure and complain them if you see, like, if it is the fabric is
Yeah.
little less.
Yeah.
I have a couple quilt patterns that you have to tear all the material because it's long, long strips. And that's how they tell you to rip the material to get your strips. So,
I tried to do that, Gay, sometimes, but I felt like I'm wasting a lot more fabric by doing that.
but when you're
Yeah.
doing really long strips and sewing them together, they
No,
lay
when
like-
I'm long strips, when people say like tear it, that
Mhm.
when you are ripping off, if you are not tearing in a proper side and a proper way of doing it, it can be wonky, and
Yeah.
then you straighten up. So that's all, like, for me, a lot of waste, and I feel like maybe I'm not successful in tearing the fabric properly.
I know when I braid rugs and I tear wool, I mean, we tear it in 2-inch strips, and that's, you never cut it. You just tear it in for the wool.
Oh,
You never cut, you just tear.
I just think, I don't mind so much if they tear it, Gabe, but I think if they did a quality assurance and realize it's an inch, like an inch and a half short of a yard.
They
at
should,
one
they
end.
should start with like a couple of extra
Yeah,
inches before
give a
they
little
tear.
extra, yeah.
Right,
that part between Joann's and Hobby Lobby people are little more generous when they are measuring it. So giving a, benefit of doubt of, like, maybe, a couple of inches additionally, and then just measure it. But Joann's, like, oh my God, they go on the shorter side, but not the, generous side when they are measuring. Whether you buy 10 yards or 1 yard, it doesn't matter. So I felt that when I'm shopping in these two shops.
Does fabric.com still do you hit the jackpot? I used to win that all the time and you get all the extra fabric on the bolt. Do they still do that?
I haven't had that experience yet.
Yeah, I used to get lucky. Well, when I was ordering, every week, there'd be a sticker, you hit the jackpot and you got all the extra that was left on the bolt if it was less than a half a yard.
Uh-huh. Well, that's why when I finished the bolt up there at the fabric store in New Hampshire, the other day, because I took every bit of what she had, she gave me 20% off the entire bolt.
Oh, that's worth it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I already like this better cut.
Mm-hmm. And if you want the black spaced in between, just cut the strips again in half.
Could, yeah.
Or you could cut them at different intervals so that the black is making a pattern in there.
Oh, that would be fanciful, yes. So it just wasn't meant to be a square at all.
nice.
I'll piece 2 of them together and then I'll have a better idea if I like it or if I need to keep cutting.
Right. Mm.
What stitch length do you use, Gay, when you're quilting?
I usually use between a 2 and a 2.5.
Thank you.
And I don't back stitch.
Okay.
Now, all these hundreds of blocks, I have to square them all up.
Oh,
76, 96. So I have 448 squares to square up.
oh goodness gracious. You could do that fast though, can't you?
I usually do that at night. When I go downstairs and I bring a TV tray and I sit and I'll watch TV while I'm doing that. So I'm not isolated.
Yeah, yeah.
I spend a little time with my husband.
That's what he gets.
So
Is he feeling any better, Gay?
his wound is about 2 weeks from being closed. About 2 more weeks, the visiting nurses say, about 2 more weeks they'll be coming, which will be almost almost 3 months since
That's
the
a long
surgery.
journey.
But it's closing. So thank goodness. That's been a long time closing.
Yeah, any takers on the furniture yet?
Oh, it went yesterday. I
Oh,
put
it
it on,
did.
I put it on Craigslist for free, and a man came yesterday and excited to take it.
Oh, I
So
bet he was. That was
So-
gorgeous.
it's gone. I put it for free and they took it. So,
It will come
mean-
back to you in other rewards.
yeah. I mean, it was a cherry dining room set, solid cherry, American made. I mean,
Nice.
but it was an older version. I mean, it was probably about 30 years, maybe 35 years old. So,
Oh,
but I mean, it was in perfect condition. It always had pads on the top of the table. So, I mean, there wasn't even a mark on the top of the table.
I wish I were in your area. Oh my goodness.
yeah, lucky guy to get that.
Yeah. And 8 chairs, and I had reupholstered the chairs just 2 years ago. I think I did all the chairs over.
Chairs are so expensive. Even the cheapest chair is $50.
But I just reupholstered them. I went to Joann's and I got a really pretty blue paisley. It was really, really pretty. And I did them all over and there was not a mark on them, so.
Mm.
Except for
Wow.
when my cat laid, I had to make sure I vacuumed.
And now Mac is gonna have a nice school space.
Yeah, but that was the chairs.
Oh, wow.
Mhm,
That
beautiful.
guy got lucky.
He really did. He must have
So-
been doing some good deeds.
So I've got a couple more pieces I have to get rid of. I have an antique bureau that has got a hat box on it. It's called a hat box. It's it's probably 130 years old, the dresser.
Wow.
So I got to get that to an antique store maybe. And then I have a secretary I think that's cherry also. And that's probably over 100. So those 2 pieces are in nice condition too, but there's just not room with everything else going on here. So
Yeah. Hmm.
who knows where to get the best deal on rotary blades? Who's had good luck buying rotary blades besides Joann's?
I get mine at Walmart and I just buy the like 3-pack and then it's cheaper.
What kind of rotary cutter do you have?
I have the Olfa.
Alpha, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, I actually have two. I have the bigger one. I like this one the best. This one here, I really like.
I think that's what I, oh no, this one's different. I have that one at home.
I like this one because when you grip it, you get a good grip in it. It doesn't bother my hand at all, so. My little one is not the same. It's just got the slide thing. It's an Olfa too, but it's not as comfortable. The little one.
Yeah. I do use it a fair amount.
I tend to gravitate to the bigger one.
I use the bigger one for like quilting and all that kind of work, the rotary cutter work for that. And then the
Mhm.
smaller one, I have a small one that I use with that it has a seam guide on it too. So if we're cutting out like garment patterns and on that, because it's good around the curves.
Uh-huh. Yes, I've used it for when I do anything that's curved, but take the smaller one, especially when you're tracing around something.
I just got the little one, Joanne, and it does work really good, but I've never paid attention. They sell those little tiny replacement blades.
Yes, they do.
Yeah. Somebody gave me some, so I haven't bought them in a long time. And I also mostly use my Quilter Select one. So this is the one I typically use, which I love the most. So the blades are lasting forever on this. So I haven't even bought blades in a while.
It's nice.
I keep putting all these blocks under the 6.5-inch square ruler and there's nothing to trim, nothing. I'm gonna have to go smaller, I think. Maybe trim them down a little bit more because at 6.5, they're not square, totally square. So I'm gonna end up making them probably 6 and they'll end up at 5 3/4 instead of 6.
So then you will have to touch everyone.
Yep. But if I do them this way, I think I'm gonna have a few that are a little wonky and I don't know if I want to do that.
That's what I'm gonna call this, my wonky runner.
Either that or I sew a little wonky if I see where the little piece is a little narrower. And make it a little,
An option.
yeah, that could be an option too.
Gail, do you trim off, like if you're doing half squares, do you trim off the corners?
Yes, usually I do.
You do.
But you know why? Because when you go to fit them together, you don't have as much bulk.
Yeah, that's my only thought on it, but
When you
I
bring
haven't
4
been
of
doing
those
it.
together, when you bring 4 together, it's really bulky. Unless you're not bringing 4 together, you're only bringing a couple together. It isn't as bad.
Yeah.
But when you do the 4, it gets really bulky in there. And I don't want to lay as flat. And then when I could put it in the machine, the quilting machine, you can hear when they're hitting that bulk.
Yep. Yeah. So Andrea, I was looking on the calendar and it looked like next week's has to do with a fanny pack. Is that right?
Do you have any good patterns for that, Joanne? We had this whole, were you on the call when we talked about purses getting stolen out of
Yeah.
cars and stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a really long, great discussion. Kim offered tons of insight to us because she, worked as a parole officer, so she saw a lot of those types of crimes. So that's when we came up with the idea to sew that, but I would love to get a few pattern recommendations because I think we definitely need a pattern.
Yeah, I'm not big on fanny packs anymore. But
Why, what happened? Is it just because of your needs or did you have an experience?
no, I have one that's leather that I love.
Oh, okay.
And it's in general, it's when I'm out like at a craft fair or something like that, I might use it when I don't need much else on me. But in general, I like if I'm gonna go out someplace, I don't use them because I don't find they have enough space in them for, my needs.
Yeah.
So do we know what's going on with Casey in her house?
No, we didn't see her. She's not here this morning either. We didn't see her yesterday or the
Yeah.
day before. She wasn't there on Tuesday. Did you find your perfect chair yet, Tammy? Oh, did we lose her?
No, I'm still looking.
Did you check out those gaming chairs?
I did look at a couple of them, but I find that they have like that, the thing that you put your foot up on.
Oh, really?
And I don't really like that.
No, I wouldn't want that either. That's gonna get in your way.
Yeah. What's the lady's name, Andrea, was doing up the thing for the AMC that we just did?
Oh, Sharmila, yeah, I haven't heard from her.
Oh, you haven't heard from her.
Because she got a full-time job. So I think she's crunched for time. Hopefully we'll see her at the beginning of May and we can ask her.
So now that the dining room set is out of there, they're starting to put up the shelving that goes in that room so that my sewing room will get emptied out. How's that? And then we'll be able to bring my sewing machine downstairs.
That's exciting for you, Gay. And then you can get to your quilt machine.
Yes, I'll have a lot of quilts to get on that machine, that's for sure.
Hmm. How long do you think?
Oh. I'd say maybe a couple weeks I'll be in there, totally. The room's got to get painted yet.
So when did the kids move in? What,
They
January?
moved in, I want to say, was it just about the second week of March? So it's been a while, been
Yeah.
a while. Because they waited till after we had our second shots. So,
Mm.
and that was the end of February. So, yeah, I would say just about middle of March they came.
Yeah, by summer you should be settled into your new normal and everybody will have their schedule.
Yeah, yeah. So these are going together now.
See, oh, pretty.
Nice.
I love it.
Very pretty.
Well, I thought I was going to trim, but I'm not trimming because there's nothing to trim.
You're that good.
There's nothing.
Quilting aspirations. There's nothing to try.
Try to be real, consistent with cutting, and then keep that 1/4 inch seam allowance when you're sewing. Then they should pretty much match up. So that's the goal, but it doesn't always work that way. I remember the first quilts when I had no knowledge of what I was doing. And I look at them now and say, oh my goodness.
Tammy, I think you should go back and buy some more quilt backing fabric.
Just to tick her off?
If I find it on the sale rack, I buy it because it's so wide.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first time I've seen it. That wasn't on sale though, but yeah, definitely. If I see some more.
This was a quilt backing and I got it for $7.99 a yard.
Wow.
That's a real deal.
Yeah. Of course, it's not a designer one like the one you got.
I just love colors like that where it's all mixed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All this material that I'm doing, these responders, is Riley Blake material. Which is what you have, right? You got it was Riley Blake?
Yeah.
Yeah. I brought my car in this morning to have its snow tires taken off. They have been on for a year and a half. We didn't have them taken off last year because we weren't even driving the car, so.
Oh, no, I thought not doing the patio was bad. Not taking off the snow tires is really bad.
They didn't come off. He said, you haven't been here since 2019. I said, we didn't go anywhere.
They were just parked? Oh,
Pretty much. Pretty much. Yep. Yep.
do you all have to carry chains in your car too, Gay? Is it a law that you have?
No,
chains with you?
no, no, no. I told you, we were the snowiest city in the country this year.
Uh-huh.
We had the top snowfall amount.
That's amazing. I grew up when I was a kid in Washington State, and it was the law in the winter. You had to have chains in your car too, because they
Yeah.
just can't rescue everyone.
Well, our city is called the City of Seven Hills, so we have a very hilly city too. But we're not required to have chains, no.
What do snow tires look like?
Huh?
What do
Listen
snow
to you.
Oh, they're very aggressive. They have
Listen to
very,
you.
very beefy treads.
Ah,
Beefy treads.
What are snow tires? They're those things that that people float on in the water.
Beefy treads, that's all. Big beefy treads on them.
well, I've heard of snow tires. I just didn't ever think to ask.
It's like the difference between Keds and hiking boots.
Okay.
Yep.
Aren't you precious?
No,
What
I'm not
is-
trying to be precious.
It's funny when,
What a-
when people try to drive without snow tires in Worcester, I mean, they put it on the news all the time, you know, trying to get up this hill called Belmont Hill. They cannot make it. They end up just, they're stuck. They can't go anywhere. And we laugh because if you live in New England, you need to have snow tires.
See, I'm just trying to learn everything I need, Tammy, when I'm gonna move to the north.
You're coming to Canada, are you?
If they'd let me in. Yeah, I don't even know how to live in winter, I don't think.
Well, if you live in Canada, you'll need some snow tires.
You just get colder than us, that's for sure. You are Arctic cold. I mean, we get a little bit of that cold, but not for very long. It comes down from you and we get some of it, but you have a lot more consistent with it than we have. This morning, it was only 17 here, though. It was cold.
What? Isn't it late for that?
No, not yet. It's April here. We've had snowstorms as late as May here, so.
It's not a very nice day here today.
It's cold and windy. We little on the cloudy side, but it's not total clouds. We get a little bit of peaks of sun.
It's windy and rainy here today and it's only about 9.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, we were 17. We've warmed up to about 35 now, so.
What's the summer like for you guys?
I guess it was beautiful here. I hung clothes out on the line yesterday. It was a beautiful day, but not today. Not today.
In the summer, we get to like high 30s, high 37.
That, you don't really ever get.
Oh, you're
70.
talking in Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
So
Right.
Fahrenheit would be like 95, 96.
that's-
Oh, so you do
normal.
get warm. You do get warm.
Yeah.
Humidity, Tammy, any humidity?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you do get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I live like right on the water, so I get the breeze from the water.
Are you by the water like the ocean?
Yeah, the ocean.
Tammy, you
Yeah.
look duck.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you make it down there very often?
Well, I'm not like I can go out on my deck and I can see the ocean. So yeah, because I live in a condo, so I get the ocean breeze. We could see all
Amazing.
the ships coming in and everything like that. So that's nice.
Nice.
Uh-huh.
I love
Yeah.
it. Wow.
And we see all the fireworks and everything like that. So we have a great view.
Mhm.
Tammy, what province are you from?
Nova Scotia.
Mm.
I'm in Dartmouth, which is the capital is Halifax, which is right across the other side of the harbor.
Mm-hmm.
And Gay, where are you in Massachusetts?
Right in it's the heart of Massachusetts, right in the center.
What's your town? I used to live there.
Worcester?
Oh,
Worcester.
you're in Worcester. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How
Worcester
did-
always is right on that 495 belt that gets the worst weather.
Well, we're about maybe 20 miles west of 495, about 20 miles.
So, are
we
you still in Worcester or or
we
another
are in
town?
Worcester. We are
You are.
southwest Worcester.
Yeah.
My daughter's north Worcester, so she gets more snow than us, and even though we're only like a 25-minute ride from one another, she gets a lot more snow.
Hmm.
Seems like you have to buy a lot more stuff to live in winter up north. No time.
Well, but like you have to have a pool, right? Like you don't have to, but it certainly makes it more bearable. So that's the difference, right? Like I don't have a pool. But that is a cost and you have to do things. You have to do a lot more yard work than we do because everything grows so much faster.
Yeah.
You spend more on water,
You have to buy snow tires and you have to
boots and a coat.
boots and
Well, we have to have a basement because that's where your heating system is.
yeah.
You know,
I
we
want a
do the
basement.
snow. You know, you have to take care of the winter snow and not just the summer. You know, all
Yeah.
that stuff. So that's the stuff you have to have. So you have to have your clippers and your mower, but you also have to have your snow blower and your shovels. And
Yeah,
So
like
it's-
my brother talks about his sub pump all the
Sump
time.
pump,
It's like,
uh-huh.
oh, the sump pump. Yeah, we had one of those
I'm
too.
like,
Yeah,
what do you mean you get water in your basement?
yeah.
Oh,
Well, where we were in Massachusetts, we lived on what was called ledge. And so under the ground was a lot of rock. And so in the spring, when all the snow melted, it had no place really for the water to run off. And it would seep into the ground and then go into the basement. And so you had to, have the sump pump in order to get it out.
yeah.
Otherwise, or, if it was really bad rains in the spring right after that, it was even worse.
So what do people do when they have like a finished basement? How do
You
you
You don't finish them.
No, No, a lot of people finish them, but when they don't live in that kind of circumstance, we lived on a ledge. There was
Oh,
no way we could have a finished basement. But yeah, there are people who have finished basements, you
We
know.
did, Suzette, and then like, the time that it was a big problem for us was when that Hurricane Sandy came through and we lost power. They spent all night in the dark, emptying the sump pump.
Yeah.
Because our basement was finished, the area where you keep the sump is not finished, but you still have to make sure, because when no power, if you got a little bit of battery life, but not for days. So they
Right.
are a pain.
Yeah, one time our sump pump got clogged and we didn't know it. And so we ended up with a foot of water in the basement. And so, yeah, we had to unclog it and then get it going again while we were in the water. And I was kind of like, yeah, this, yeah.
I would have to have like fishing boots so I could get in there and pick out the water.
And you
But
need
that
a
doesn't happen
person.
to everyone. You know, it really doesn't. If you live in a flooding area, then you have to be careful. There's a
Yeah,
lot of places that aren't in flooding areas. So,
Yeah,
well,
we're not. We're on a hill.
he's got his sub pump, however you say that, and he has a backup one.
Mhm.
So,
We're on a hill. We don't have a problem with water. We've been here 35 years and never had a wet basement, so it will never be wet.
so you store stuff in there, but you really have to keep it up off the floor then. right?
yeah, we had these wooden shelving that was somebody had the person before us put all this wooden shelving in so we could keep everything off. Your washer and dryer were put on pallets. So, you know, those never got ruined. Your water heater got up on cement blocks. Your furnace was raised up on cement more. Everything was raised up. And if you store things in the basement, you put everything in plastic bins so they
Yeah.
don't get moldy. So
Right.
in the summer, because of the humidity, we had to keep because we didn't have air
Dehumidifier, the
conditioning. We had to get a
dehumidifiers.
humidifier that just kept
Uh,
drying out the basement constantly. We were always like every day had to empty out the dehumidifier and yeah. But that's just the way it goes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't
I'm-
have to where I am now and I'm in Rhode Island. So
yeah,
it's just
I was
Yeah.
like, all the stuff I would have to learn just to live there.
yeah, it was a
Where in
learning
Rhode
curve for me
Island are you?
too. I had always been in apartments before that. And so moving to this house with all of these issues, I'm glad I didn't have to do anything in general, like for fixing, because the house belonged to somebody else, the church. But so they took care of everything, except we just had to maintain those kind of issues, you know.
Where
Yeah,
are you in Rhode Island?
I'm in Warwick, right in the middle.
Oh, all right. You're
That's
not that
where my
far.
favorite policeman is from Live PD.
No,
You watch Live PD when it was on?
no.
Oh, they were in your town. They rode along with the policeman there.
Oh, okay.
Ask Kim. She probably watches that show.
Well, they took it off the air when the
But
shooting.
everything what happened, yeah.
That's
Well, I
probably,
will say this: not all policemen in Warwick are good. So,
oh no,
Well, he was cute. That's all I know.
oh.
so fun. Okay,
Sergeant
ladies,
Curley.
our time went fast. Any progress updates? Mine is still very much needs to be chopped into smaller pieces.
Let me see it.
Oh no, I can't. It's not even.
Well, I
see-
got the link done. Now I'm adding the sign.
Joanne, yours
That's
is
very pretty.
gorgeous. You
It is
might get the
very pretty.
prize.
Well, I didn't do it all today. I did something last night. So
It's really pretty and I absolutely love your colors. That's inspiration for you, Usha. Boy, that's nice. And let's see yours, Gay.
What's mine?
Yeah, let's see oh, you're trimming, right?
No, I'm sewing. I've got 2 rows sewed together. for-
Yay, good for you. I see them up there. That's a good camera angle. Nice. How about you, Suzette?
I've got one mitered corner done.
Yay,
Very
look at
nice.
that. Pretty, pretty. Nice work, ladies. Okay, so if you come tomorrow at 5 o'clock, you're going to get to meet our puppy.
Oh, you,
puppy.
We're gonna go pick him up tomorrow morning.
What is it? What
Uh-huh.
kind of puppy is it?
We got a golden retriever.
Mhm.
Yep, yep.
Very nice.
You
He's,
will be busy.
oh, no, no, I have 3 assistants. I already negotiated that deal. I will not lose any sleep. I had 4 babies. I'm off the clock. But I'm excited to introduce you to him. We're naming him Timber.
Oh, cute.
He's adorable because our other dog is named Ranger. So they go together. I just told the kids, if you're in the woods, don't shout out Timber. Like, you can't do that. So I'm going to bring him tomorrow.
How old
You
is
guys
this
can see.
puppy?
He's 8 weeks tomorrow. So we're getting him then.
Oh,
And he has a fat little puppy belly. Oh my gosh. And the minute we pulled up, we like to get our dogs like from farms and people, you know, who like just love them, right? It's worked out really good for us. And we pulled up and it's an Amish family. And she comes out with the puppy bellies out. I'm like, this is so perfect. And she had a sewing machine. I could see her sewing machine in her
Make sure
sewing
he's
room.
wormed.
Oh yeah, he's gonna go straight to the vet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That may be why he's got a big puppy belly.
Oh, well, this looked like your average puppy belly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, we'll get him straight into the vet to make sure he's good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hope to see you tomorrow. Have a good Thursday.
thank you. Bye.
Bye.